Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm diving into the newly released satellite imagery showing massive damage along the route that links the peninsula of Crimea with Russia and other occupied territories. It's a story of infrastructure, war logistics, symbols of power, and what these images reveal about the shifting dynamics of this conflict. In recent months, several satellite image providers have published updated visuals of key transportation links and logistic arteries in and out of Crimea, including what is often called the Crimea route, the combination of bridges, roads, rail lines, and ferries connecting mainland Russia, the Kerch Strait, the Crimean Peninsula, and from there into southern Ukraine. One of the most featured links is the bridge across the Kerch Strait, commonly referred to as the Kerch Bridge or Crimean Bridge, which was built by Russia after it illegally annexed Crimea in 2014. Satellite images show that this bridge and associated infrastructure have sustained significant damage over time from explosions, structural collapses, traffic disruptions, and potential shifts in how Russia uses the route for military and logistics purposes. For example, analysis indicates that the bridge may have ceased to be used for heavy military traffic since February 2024. The images themselves often reveal vivid signs: collapsed spans of the bridge into the water, large fires and burns, cars on tarmac or rail, long backups of trucks waiting at ferry terminals, infrastructure repair work in progress, and the juxtaposition of normal civilian traffic beside zones of destruction. The October 2022 explosion on the bridge caused 3 spans of roadway to collapse into the water. Cargo truck backups were observed at the ferry terminal across the Kerch Strait in the days after the blast. The importance of this damage goes beyond the dramatic visuals. This route had long been a key artery for Russian forces occupying southern Ukraine, moving troops, heavy equipment, supplies, ammunition, and reinforcements from Russia into Crimea and further west and south into Ukraine. Disrupting this route interrupts supply lines, creates backlogs, forces rerouting, raises costs and delays, and can impact battlefield momentum. Analysts have pointed out that strikes on such infrastructure can shift dynamics on the front. Another dimension is symbolic. The Kerch Bridge itself was a massive engineering project, touted by Russia as a demonstration of victory and sovereignty over Crimea. Its damage carries psychological weight. For Russia, it is a blow to prestige and function, and for Ukraine, it is evidence of reach and a morale boost. The satellite images showing damaged spans or suspended traffic are both tactical and strategic signals. The images reveal several key patterns: structural damage and interrupted traffic. The October 2022 explosion damaged several spans, creating immediate transport chaos. Satellite visuals show collapsed roadway, weakened rail sections, long traffic queues, and ferries operating at full capacity. Repair work but limited operational restoration. Later images show crews installing replacement spans, yet analyses suggest military use of the route has declined. This suggests the bridge may no longer be reliable for heavy logistic use, or that alternate routes are being used. Logistic bottlenecks and backlog indicators. Long truck queues at the ferry terminal show that when the bridge is partially disabled, slower and less efficient routes are used, affecting the tempo of supply movement and reducing capacity. Strategic implications for battlefield operations. Disrupted supply lines delay ammunition, fuel, reinforcements, and equipment, creating opportunities for opposing forces. Targetable infrastructure being damaged signals increased capability and reach. Psychological and symbolic impact. Damage to the bridge affects morale and narrative. Images of destruction send a message both to the adversary and to the global audience about the vulnerability of one. Secure infrastructure. The broader supply route network is under pressure. While the bridge is the most visible element, other roads, rail lines, and ferry terminals are also impacted. Satellite imagery of damaged airbases in Crimea further highlights that logistics and rear areas are being targeted. Moving forward, several takeaways emerge. Ukraine has matured in its ability to strike deep into routes previously thought safe. Russia will likely invest in alternate supply routes and stronger defenses. Logistic disruption slows down operational tempo and affects timing and planning on the battlefield. There are also civilian consequences, as essential goods and travel are impacted. Finally, satellite imagery increases transparency and gives insight into the war's evolving dynamics. Satellite imagery, while powerful, has limitations. Damage observed may not fully reflect structural integrity, and usage patterns inferred may not be fully confirmed. Strategic effects may take time to manifest. Infrastructure repair and redundancy are part of modern warfare, and Russia may adapt to mitigate damage. In summary, the satellite images of Crimea's infrastructure show more than wreckage. They highlight strategic pressure on supply lines, vulnerability in previously stable systems, and Ukraine's growing ability to disrupt key logistics. Collapsed spans, long truck queues, and damaged rail lines offer a clearer understanding of how logistics influence strategy, morale, and momentum. Observing how Russia adapts and how Ukraine continues to target these nodes will reveal how the operational balance may shift in the months to come.